Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I am your host, Dennis Patholkis, and this is Saturday Morning Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, it's Saturday. I'm a little bit late. Yes, I know. Affairs of state take precedent over affairs of state. Now, I actually just was scraping the bottom of the news barrel, and believe me, there's a lot of gunk down there. Trying to find up some news because this week was very, 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 very news light. So, trying to find something to talk about a little bit there. And sorry, I got Pepper barking at the door. Knock it off. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, of course, that's what you always want. You want to have the dog barking at the door first thing in the morning. So, some people are going to be straggling in. Let's talk about some stuff that's not so high up on the list there. Actually, before I start here, let me start some business here. If you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you don't like what you see, you can hit the dislike button. I just ask you go down in the comment section. Tell me what it is you don't like. Give me some constructive criticism, some feedback. And if you want to follow me and see when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit the bell. If you already hit the bell, don't hit it again. It will unclick it. You can go into the bell settings and get as many or as little notifications as you want. Also, just so you know, if you hit the bell, it's no guarantee that it's actually going to give you a notification in time. That's the way YouTube works sometimes. But if you want to see when my schedule is, you can go to suspendedfanimation.com. That's where my schedule is up there. It's also mirrored on my Facebook page. I also have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I also have a Patreon, but the Patreon does not have any tiers as of yet. So let's see what we got here. So the first thing I got here is so I remember that the CW is doing that Lost Boys series with the showrunner from iZombie, Rob Thomas. Well, they shot their first episode, which was gender swapped, and CW hated it. So it had to be really shitty if CW didn't like it. They told them go back to the drawing board, think about it again, and do something that's a lot more faithful to the movie. So again, this fall, he's going to redo that. He's actually working on the scripts right now, redoing the scripts, I guess. And they're going to shoot another pilot that's more faithful to the adaptation. It's a more faithful adaptation of the movie to series. Yeah. No, I did not see the credit after Swamp Thing, Pen Farm Girl. Sasha came over right after that, and yeah, just, we started watching Blazing Saddles, which she had never seen before. I mean, come on. Never seen Blazing Saddles. So that's, yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'll see it eventually. Blue Girl Joe is Charlize Theron, if you can't tell who that is. So, the Get Lost Boys, yeah. Like The Secret Circle. No, they ended up getting rid of that whole gender bending thing. Yeah. I'm not giving you any details, Pen Farm Girl. I'm just saying that we just watched a movie. That's all it was. She really just wanted a drink is all it was, and I have plenty of bourbon. That's the reason why. Anything about the new Joss Whedon show? No, he hired another person. That's about it, Stanley. I honestly stopped caring about that because it's been in production for so long now that if something comes about where they actually start filming things, then I'll start talking about it. But yeah, that they keep hiring somebody every 6 months. It's just not worth it. Yes, Joe, she is very blue. She was in a club in that scene. So I was looking around really quickly. I grabbed that one because I liked it. It was a clear shot. And put it there. Hey, Sasha. I just wanted to get him drunk, but he's very resistant to peer pressure. Yeah, I know. I do not. Otherwise, if I wasn't resistant to peer pressure, I would be, like into Harry Potter and, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and all those other popular things. So, yeah. I wish Gail Harold would get more work in Hollywood. I don't know who Gail Harold is, Joker. Hey, Sasha, you know I'm just joking around. No, no, that was not it, Pen. No. Yeah, yeah. So, what else we got going on here? So Amazon, so Good Omens kind of ended the way Good Omens ended on Amazon is it's open-ended. You could have a sequel to it, you could leave it as it is, however you want to do it. But Amazon basically says, hey, it's in Neil Gaiman's hands right now if he wants to do a sequel or not. If he wants to do a sequel, we're all up for it. And supposedly he has a manuscript that he and Terry Pratchett had been working on for a second book that has never seen the light of day. But who knows if that's actually going to come out or not. So, yeah. You know, hey, Mr. Roboto. I honestly seen there's initial interest in Good Omens is really what it was. People watched it and then immediately forgot about it. It was okay, but it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of there. So, yeah, I like Tenant too, but yeah, it's just not based on him alone. That's the whole thing. It needed something more to it to kind of elevate it. Yes, it got better after episode 3, but you only have 6 episodes. It would have been better as a movie, to tell you the truth. As a 2.5 hour movie, something like that. And they should have just done a movie and one and done, been done with it. The series was kind of unnecessary, I thought. Yeah. Oh yeah, The Boys is definitely going to have staying power. I've watched the entire first season. I'm going episode by episode on The Boys because that one is in it for the long game. That one actually has a lot of story to it. So there's nothing, yeah, nothing it's got a good couple of years that it could go, run with it. Tell you the truth, I can see about 5 to 7 seasons of The Boys going on easily. Yeah. No, I think they did okay, Mr. Roboto. They haven't they've changed a few things, some minor tweaks, but they did it all for the better. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, what you guys are talking about in the chat right now. So, Stephen King is supposedly writing a new ending and a quote unquote continuation for The Stand, because they're doing The Stand on CBS All Access as a mini series or a series. No one can really say if it's a mini series or a series because it's not network TV. It's not network TV because it's streaming, but it is network TV, and it's not. So it's not a mini series, but it's a series. I don't know. It's all confusing. But Stephen King is writing a new ending and a continuation for The Stand. All right, dude. Sure. Yeah, I guess he needs to add on to his house is all he needs to do. He needs another room to his house or something like that. That's why he's doing it. Um, the Stand's all right. It's again, it's better as a movie, a shorter movie than a mini series. I understand a lot of people love Stephen King's writing. His writing's very pedestrian. I'm sorry, it really is. The stories that he comes up with, the concepts are good, but the writing, my God, he need a ghostwriter or something like that. Say, hey man, um, yeah, I've come up with this great idea. Here's my idea. Somebody else make it a lot better. FYI, the Nevers production was seen filming in Trinity Church Square in London a couple of weeks ago. Oh, is that the Good Omens Silver Spike? So I guess they maybe are working on something. Usually that's what they do is they kind of tease it out that, oh yeah, we've left it in their court, but really they're working on production already. And I've seen this so often that I'm like, yeah, okay, so they're working on something. Yeah. Oh, Joss Whedon. The Nevers. Oh, the Nevers. I'm sorry. There we go. Oh, it's already filming. Okay, so it's actually in production now. That's amazing. I like The Stand with Max Headroom as trash can. Yeah. Matt Frewer is good in everything. Anything that Matt Frewer is in, he's awesome. So, writing for the masses is likely going to be pedestrian. I like Stephen King shows, but they usually seem to have anticlimactic endings for a lot of people. Yeah, exactly. I think Family Guy in one of their earlier episodes kind of hit the nail right on the head when they did one of their famous asides, and it's Stephen King in his publisher's office, and they're like, "Okay, what do you have for me today?" This lamp, it's haunted. Ooh, and he goes, "You're running out of ideas, haven't you?" Which that's pretty much how I feel about his writing now, unfortunately. Yeah. New episodes of Wentworth are now streaming. I don't know what Wentworth is. Sorry, Joe. Again, I only have so much time to watch certain stuff, so I kind of skew towards comic book, sci-fi, fantasy. Yeah. And even then, uh, I'll watch, like, what was it, like I was talking about the Katie Sackhoff show that recently, Another Life, that just came out. I watched the first episode. Well, it's Katie Sackhoff, it's sci-fi, and I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, was this made on a sci-fi budget? Did they have sci-fi writers working on this one? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like a sci-fi channel made for TV movie. And I'm going through that first episode. I mean, I'm struggling through that first episode, and I'm like, when I got done with it, I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? Because that was just really bad. I mean, it was horrible. Yeah. He always complains when his work's adapted, except when he adapts it. Yeah, Mr. Roboto, I know. And the thing is, when he adapts it, it's no different than when someone else adapts it. It's actually the same exact thing. I don't see any difference to it, quite honestly. Pen Farm Girl says, I just like that King wrote horror with a sense of humor. When I was a kid, most didn't seem to have that. Then I outgrew him. Yeah, I agree. Sasha says the dome was riveting, but at times but fizzled out. The one about the troubles that took place in Maine ended kind of safely and dumbly. Oh yeah, Castle Rock. Castle Rock. I saw the pilot at Comic-Con, and I actually walked out in the middle and to go to the bathroom, came back and realized I hadn't missed anything. Again, it's one of those things like, get to your point. Get to your point. If you're just going to spin your wheels for atmosphere and not add any atmosphere, move along. You know, you really need to. Silver Spike says, my TV highlights this year have been The Boys in Chernobyl. Yeah, The Boys I really liked. I would have to say Legion for me. Legion is always going to top my list no matter what, just because of the weirdness and the story and just how good everything is. The sound, the visuals, everything on it is just really, really good. So yeah, it's always going to win out. And also Counterpart. I mean, Counterpart was good as well. Pen Farm Girl says, King said in an interview when the first It was made that he hated the Tinker Toy spider at the end, and I screamed, then why did you write it that way? Exactly. Yeah. Australian women prison soap opera. Nice. That's yeah, Joe, I tried watching Jet, and I got through I think I fell asleep a couple times through the first episode, and I was done. Yeah. Oh, not Castle Rock, Sasha. All right. LC3566 says, Another Life was terrible. I love Katie Sackhoff, but cannot get past episode 1. Okay, so I'm not the only one then. So it is really garbage, and it's not. Yeah. I know, Silver Spike. You forget about Legion, and just because you think it's a dream, the way that thing is written, it's just so well done. Yeah. I agree too. About Another Life. Yeah. Okay, so it isn't me then. Yeah, it is just really bad. Sasha Gardner says, Stanley, Chernobyl was really good and very interesting to see what happened versus the news we heard in America. Yeah, I didn't watch Chernobyl because, well, one, again, I have truncated time. on what I can watch. And two, I just really didn't want to watch something so depressing, to tell you the truth. And it looked really depressing. And from what I understand, it was. Dante S, don't you don't need to apologize about that. Yeah, I've said before, Legion is something you either really like or you really hate. It's you either get it or you don't. It's either for you or it's not for you. There is no in between. I've never met somebody who goes, it's all right. I can take it or leave it. No, it's very opinionated on Legion. You either really like it or you really don't. And I understand that there's a lot of stuff out there that's like that, but I've never seen something so polarizing as Legion. Yeah. Well, except for some Star Wars stuff, but yeah. Yeah. And Joe, exactly. Swamp Thing is well done too, but yeah, it takes money to continue. It definitely does. I mean, if you have 10 episodes and you spent $85 million, that's $8.5 million per episode. And it showed. I mean, they really did a damn good job on those, $8.5 million per episode, but you're looking at a subscriber base of less than 1 million. So, yeah. I live in Germany and I got caught in the rain, then probably got the full dose. Wow. Yeah, I agree with you, Penn. Counterpart was on the wrong network. They just came out recently and said, the CEO of Stars said the reason why they canceled Counterpart was because it had too much of a male audience, and that is not where they were going with the network. They wanted to have a female-centric audience. I shit you not. I actually read this, and I'm like, really? So you had a huge following for Counterpart, and you canceled it because it didn't fit where you were going with that, with your network. Okay. So you don't want money is what you're saying. Okay, I got it. You don't want money. Sometimes I don't know what the hell. Dante says Legion, a well done show. Just felt it was trying to trick the audience too much. Love Counterpart though. It's not really trying to trick you, Dante. It's and it's not that it's not showing you the whole picture. It is showing you things, but there's subtleties within it that you don't catch until later on in another episode where they kind of call it out and they call attention to whatever the little subtlety is. And then you're like, oh, that's what that was. Because you realize there was something weird at some moment in time, but you don't know what it is. They come back and they tell you what it is. But and it all works as part of the story. And as Noah has always said that, the showrunner, the creator of that show, is that this is the evolution of a supervillain. You have the makings of a supervillain. That's what this all is. He's not a hero, never has been a hero, and yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, Joe, female audience equals Magic Mike series. I'm doing the helicopter. Oh my god. Yeah. Legion keeps you guessing. It's almost definitely going to be. He's almost definitely becoming a supervillain, but you hope he doesn't, since he's so likable. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. Jared Harris is a great actor as well. I mean, I totally agree with you guys on that. So, some other CBS All Access news. Alex Kurtzman is bringing the David Bowie classic, The Man Who Fell to Earth, to CBS All Access as a series. Why? And one, it's Alex Kurtzman. Yeah. The less said about him, the better. But do we really need that series? Does it really need to be at CBS All Access? I mean, CBS All Access really doesn't have anything that I want to go and look at. Yeah, I don't know, Silver Spike. I really have no idea why. It's one of those things you kind of look at it and you're like, so basically you decide to pull your pants down and take a shit on that movie. and on Bowie, and pretty much because it's Kurtzman, so you already know that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, not happy about it. Yes, LC3566. I agree with you. Counterpart had strong female characters that were realistic and well written. Canceling because they didn't like the audience demographic. Yeah, it's stupid. It's just really fucking stupid. No, there's no petition against it. It just recently came out, I believe last week, that the CEO was talking about that, about why they canceled it. And it was just kind of an aside. And it's like, oh, really? So, it's a good show. It's got some great writing. And that's the reason why. And the only reason I found it out was because the creator of the show, and I'm blanking on his name at the moment, I follow him on Twitter. And he's like, oh, yeah, and by the way, there's this. And he posted that link to the article and had it in there. And I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, really? Yeah. Oh, you mean about the man who fell to Earth? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why they're remaking The Man Who Fell to Earth as a series either. Yeah. Speaking of stuff that doesn't need to be remade. Yeah. Yeah. If you listen closely, you can hear Bowie doing 3,500 RPM. I thought the new views on gender were supposed to be not assuming that girls like this and boys like that. Yeah, Sasha, they supposedly doesn't trickle down to demographics anymore. So if you have too much of a male audience, it means that you're a male centric channel, I guess, or something like that. And therefore, you've got to cancel the show because that's not where you're trying to take your channel. Yeah. Silver Spike, have you seen the first attempt at The Man That Fell that's available to watch on YouTube? It's dreadful. I actually remember when that came out, Silver Spike. I want to say it was the 90s that they tried. I remember when they tried remaking it, and there's a reason why you don't try and remake it. One, it's a product of its time, of the time that it took place. Two, Bowie. Three, it's a product of its time. There's never again, are you going to be able to capture lightning in a bottle ever again? And I'm just going to add, number 4 here is that Kurtzman's involved, and Kurtzman is shit. So there's no way he's not talented. I'm sorry, he isn't. So there you go. How many people actually watched Counterpart, though? They kept saying the ratings were low. Obviously, they weren't, Dante. They kept saying that the ratings were low when they weren't. They actually had decent ratings. They had critical acclaim, all that kind of stuff. They just didn't like it because it was a huge male demographic. And they wanted to skew it more towards females. It's not me saying this. This is what the CEO of Starz said. Yeah, it's just dumb. Stanley Tweedle says, as I said, I watched Outlander. Do I have to hand in my mail card now? No. You have to mail your mail card in now, though, Stanley. Yeah. Sasha Gardner says, I'm pretty girly in some ways, but I want nothing to do with 50 Shades of anything. You're pretty girly? When did that happen? But he created the Dark Universe. Yeah, Kurtzman created the Dark Universe at Universal and then promptly walked away from it. Yeah, because I'll give him this: The Mummy, the one with Tom Cruise, wasn't as bad as people thought it was. It was okay. It just shouldn't have been made into a movie. That could have been a TV movie, quite honestly. Yeah, if they had it on a streaming service, I would probably watch it, like Netflix or something like that. Joe, I know Sasha. So yes, we hang out from time to time. So yeah, I can give her shit every now and then, and she knows I'm joking. Funny Sasha. Starks can try, but will not succeed if females don't watch. They don't watch. Yeah. Well, they're retooling American Gods. From what I understand, season 3 is going to be completely different than whatever the first 2 seasons were. So, no, they didn't, Mr. Roboto. They just changed sci-fi to sci-fi, because it's NBC Universal. So NBC doesn't like science fiction to begin with. We've already known this. When they bought Sci-Fi, as it's called now, they wanted that to be the place where they can shuttle all their sci-fi junk off to. And then they kept slashing the budget. Then they keep changing whoever the programmers are and things like that. Whoever's running this thing, like, oops, wait, we got a hit, like The Expanse. We need to cancel it, send it off someplace else, and then we got to fire the production guys who actually brought that good show in, because we need shit like Night Flyers. Yeah. Oh, she's not easy to scare, Pen. Trust me. So what else we got here? I might as well just stick it on CBS All Access for a little while here, since they had a couple of news items that were, there. In order to explain what's supposed to be going on in the new CBS All Access Picard series, a new comic and a novel are going to be released to explain away everything that's happened to Picard since Nemesis. I'm not kidding you. That's what they're doing. They're actually starting a new comic book series for Picard and a novel that is supposed to tell you everything that is leading up to Picard as to why he's in the predicament or whatever he's in. So my question is this Picard series set in the original series universe? Is it set in the Kelvin universe, or is it set in the Tarantino Swearverse? The soon, the most often rumored Tarantino Swearverse that we haven't seen as of yet. I don't know if it's written by Kurtzman and Ortsy, to tell you the truth, Stanley Tweedle. It might be. Didn't they make that comic already, Mr. Roboto? No, they have not, Mr. Roboto. So there was an alternate universe Picard where the Federation gets destroyed. That was done at IDW. IDW has done so many different versions of Star Trek now. I don't even know. Countdown. Thank you. This is supposed to be called Picard Countdown, which has nothing to do with Star Trek Countdown. Star Trek Countdown is completely different than Picard Countdown. For those of you who are actually, yeah. Do you mean the 2009 prequel comic, Mr. Roboto? Yeah, there's, like I said, there's so many different versions out there. They need to clean up their timelines, shall we say, kind of like Deadpool did. Go back, fix the fucking timelines. Really. They better not go full old Luke Skywalker on Picard. It would be so hurt. Yeah, they probably are, Dante. They're going to destroy everything, because that's what the new normal is now, is that you have to destroy all your heroes. See ya, Mr. Roboto. Have fun at work. Countdown wasn't bad when it came out. If we'd only known what the future held. I never read it, Ben. Yeah. I remember when it came out. I remember seeing it on the shelf because I was still collecting comics at that time and still reading them. And I didn't want anything to do with it. I don't like Star Trek in comic book form. I really don't. I take that back. There is one comic that I liked in comic book form, and that was the Leonard McCoy series that was done in IDW. That was the one that was really good. Kurtzman is so creative. He can't even come up with a new name for the comic. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually where it came out, Stanley Tweedle. It came out at Star Trek Vegas. Is where this news came out. Hey, Jar. How's it going? All the STD YouTubers are currently in Las Vegas. Let's wait what news we get from there. Is it really that important, though, Stanley Tweedle? I mean, it's all going to be happening on CBS All Access behind a paywall for a channel that there's really nothing else on it, to tell you the truth. So they really should just be selling those episodes for, 50 cents on Amazon. That way you can decide whether or not you got ripped off for your 50 cents for watching that episode with Klingon boobs in it. Yeah. I just, I have a problem spending that kind of money. Yeah, network television this isn't network television, Sasha. This is CBS All Access, which is streaming pay service, so they can swear, they could show nudity, all that kind of stuff as well. But they still have the CBS name because CBS owns them. And they have CBS shows as their library, I guess it is. But why pay for it when you can get that for free through any other streaming service that you're attached to? Stanley Tweedle says, I'm still on the fence if I want to continue watching Star Trek Discovery or Picard. Yeah, man, I'm going to leave that to you. That is you. Dateline Las Vegas, live, all hate cast all the time. Yeah, it's... yeah. I got you going there, EJAR, the Stardate. Swearing and nudity is so family friendly. Yeah, that's... If Roddenberry was alive today to see what has happened to his creation, I'm pretty sure he would be running rampant through the CBS offices with a katana and chopping off some heads. Yeah. Sasha Gardner says, I love John Luke, but I can't pay for yet another streaming. Yeah. Same thing, Sasha. It's one of those things. It's like you don't have enough to drag me in. DC Universe, yes, I'm paying for DC Universe because there's other stuff besides their main shows, their main shows are really damn good. But they're bringing in movies, they're bringing in older animated shows, plus they have their comic selection, so I can read their comics anytime I want to, that kind of stuff. That's actually what's bringing me in. Yeah. Without swearing and nudity, you don't get new families. That's right, EJAR. Picard will be on Amazon. Yeah, I know, Stanley Tweedle, that you guys in Europe will actually get it without having to pay for it, other than paying for Amazon, which is great. Those of us here stuck behind the paywall in the US have to pay for that shit, which, yeah, no, not going to do it. Yeah, I'm sure Joe Roddenberry would just go fucking nuts. And yeah, you would be taking out some people. It's not going to go to Netflix, Sasha, either. Yeah, I know you say you'll just wait till it goes to Netflix. It won't. CBS All Access has no deal with Netflix, nor will they ever. Unless you're in Europe, then you can watch it on Amazon. Yeah. I like Kirk better than Picard as well. I grew up with the original series as well in syndication. So, yeah, it's... I get the appeal of Picard. I really do. It's just, I like Kirk better. Yeah. Anyway, I think that is it for CBS All Access, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, thank God. Keanu Reeves is supposedly playing the villain in the Hobbs and Shaw sequel. So Hobbs and Shaw is the spin-off series to The Fast and the Furious that's out in theaters this weekend. It just came out on Friday, yesterday. And it hasn't even really taken off as of yet. And they've already announced that the sequel is going to be coming out, or is in the works, and that Keanu Reeves is already playing the villain in this sequel. I'm okay with that. I mean, and you're probably wondering, why in the hell am I talking about Hobbs and Shaw? Because Hobbs and Shaw has crossed over into sci-fi with their character that they have in Idris Elba in this movie. So if you've seen the trailers for it and the synopsis for the movie, either one, Idris Elba's character is actually enhanced. He's got like underneath his skin, he's actually got bullet resistant some skin or something like that. He's been enhanced with his muscles too, so he's stronger, faster, all this kind of stuff. As he calls himself, the Black Superman. Yes, and they've actually crossed over into the sci-fi territory at this point. So yes, it is officially sci-fi. That's why I'm talking about it. The Rock versus John Wick. Yeah. Pen Farm Girl says, not my thing, but I've seen most of the Fast and the Furious movies. Idris looked really good in some of the still shots I've seen. Is he playing both parts? No, he's only playing one part. Oh, man. And I've seen all the Fast and the Furious movies too. And the last couple, I've just waited till they came out on cable or pay service or Netflix or whatever. And, I can wait for this one as well. John Wick always wins, Joe. Yeah, John Wick always wins. I mean, come on, he had the entire world against him. You haven't seen any of the Fast and the Furious movies, Stanley Trailer? You're not missing much. Yeah. The Rock can't smell what John Wick is cooking. Yeah, supposedly he just announced that he is quietly retired from wrestling. Dwayne Johnson says, yes, he quietly retired from wrestling. I just read that this morning when I was searching for news. So, for those of you wrestling fans out there. Yeah. But yeah, interesting. Keanu Reeves playing a villain. I can get behind that. He actually has played a villain before in The Gift, the Sam Raimi movie, The Gift. And he was pretty fucking creepy in that one. Yeah. I saw the first one by accident in about 10 minutes of the second. Nevermore. That's what Edar says. LC3566. I don't like Fast and the Furious, but I'll watch Keanu gets all John Wick on their asses and kills them. Oh my god, I completely forgot about this. I was taking pictures for. That's your story. Viking bitch. I got it. That's all right. I know how I what I am on your priority list for where I'm at. I got it. No, that's fine. I was kind of wondering where you guys were, but I guess the notifications finally worked. They finally probably kicked in. What are we only in, like half an hour in? Something like that. Yeah, 38 minutes in, and probably the notifications probably just kicked off. I'm not surprised. So, wow. So, now that Viking Bitch is here, I can get to this story because I've been holding on to this story for a little bit. And it's because it's her favorite show. Freeform's Cloak and Dagger is going to cross over with Hulu's Marvel's Runaways in both of their season 3. They're going to have a crossover event. And I know that Viking Bitch is so excited about this and is going to have a watch party for it. Both her and Movie Fanobi, because Movie Fanobi's favorite show, of course, is Cloak and Dagger as well. Yeah. I still don't know how those shows were on, to tell you the truth. I tried watching Runaways, Marvel's Runaways, the second season. I got through the first season. I really tried getting through the first season. I'd say I got through the first season of Runaways, started the second season, and episode 1, I'm just like, God, this sucks. And I watched the first season of Cloak and Dagger too, and God, that was just god awful. Yeah, I agree with you, Viking Bitch. It is one of those things that is just one of the most horrible. You made a small change to the figurines behind me, Sasha? Really? Is it something bad that I want to actually see or not? I can actually do a quick scan here and see what's going on, but oh, you turn. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. We'll just move that out of the way so that I don't see that. And luckily, I'm blocking that so that, yeah. Thanks, Sasha. She's actually famous for doing that, for walking into someone's space and changing things around without telling them. I only watch Runaways for James Marsters, I'm afraid. Yeah, James Marsters isn't doing it for me in that one either. He's not really, yeah. I don't know. I'm actually more interested in the parents in Runaways than I am in the kids, because the kids are kind of damn boring. They really are. They're too angsty. I understand that's what it's all about. It's supposed to be about the kids, but the comics were better. They really were. I don't know why. Yeah, but okay. So maybe it's just because I'm old. Silver Spike says, well, to be fair, the scripts are crap. The kids are damn dull. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Will there be anything worth watching on Disney Plus except The Mandalorian? Yeah, Stanley. We're going to have WandaVision, Loki, Falcon, and Winter Soldier is actually going to be having the Derek Kolstad. Yeah, the guy who created John Wick. He is actually in their writing room, because they couldn't figure out what they were going to do for Falcon and the Winter Soldier until he came on board. And I guess he gave them their plot that they're going to be doing. And now they're running with it. And they're like, holy shit, this is a good plot. So yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff going on. And the Marvel shows are going to lead directly into the movies, from what I understand. And they're not going to be like, we're going to have 18 seasons of, stuff not tied into the movies, like Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't even know why it has Marvel on there other than that they're using the S.H.I.E.L.D. name, because they don't tie into anything Marvel other than Ghost Driver. Yeah. Oh, you like your skinny British boy as Pen Farm Girl? Maybe I'm out after phase 3. Really? I don't know. I love Lita Ford in The Runaways, Joe. Who's Lita Ford playing, Joe, in The Runaways? I don't remember. Again, like I said, I saw the first season, then I only saw the first episode of the second season. I was done. Funny, HR. The Runaways were all right, especially that Joan chat. Funny. What, Sasha? What am I? The Runaways is not for me. I'm not their core art. The band. Oh, got it. Lita Ford and the Runaways. Yeah. Okay. Now I got it. Sorry, man. I finally got it. Yes. Sorry. It's been a while. Okay. You're talking about something from the 80s. My brain just did not. Yes, it was a late night from Pen Farm Girl. Yes. So, and there was alcohol involved. So yes, there is cognitive impairment that's happening. Yeah. Funny stuff, you guys. Everyone's a goddamn comedian right now. So, according to the director, David Light, there are talks of a sequel to Atomic Blonde. Now, for those of you who don't know what Atomic Blonde is, it was a comic that was made into a movie starring Charlize Theron set in the 80s about a secret agent. It was a damn good movie, and there were talks about a sequel to it happening at a streaming service. They didn't say what streaming service, just that the streaming service is talking about making it. I would be all up for it, because Atomic Blonde is actually a really damn good movie. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. James McAvoy's in it. Charlize Theron's in it. John Goodman is in it. There's actually quite a few good actors in that list of things to watch, and the action's really good. There is a stairway fight scene that I would say almost rivals Daredevil season 1 in the hallway scene. Yeah, I mean, that's how good it is. Stanley Tweedle says, sounds great on paper, still didn't like it. Yeah, I could see. I really liked it. I dug it. I actually bought it on 4K at someplace in the video library up there. So, yeah. Maybe it's a German setting. Actually, I kind of liked it that it was at the fall of the Berlin Wall. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I kind of dug that they were doing it at the Berlin Wall. And the writer of the comic is on some good nerd podcasts I listen to. Really, Mark Maginot. Nice. It made it implausible for you, the German setting. Okay. Charlize has done some good genre stuff. She's actually talented, unlike some current. Yeah, she's actually. I think she's really good at. Okay, Aeon Flux aside, Aeon Flux was just a shitty movie all the way around. She's done some good movies. Yeah, Aeon Flux is horrible. God, I remember the Comic-Con that she came down promoting that for Aeon Flux, and yeah, that was. Oh, well, everyone was all for it. I was all for it and everything until I saw it in the theater, and I'm like, what the hell? This is an Aeon Flux. This is some shitty movie that someone put their own story into. Yeah. But yeah, I know Game of Thrones is over with and everyone is, still talking about it and whatnot. I guess someone got a hold of the script, and in the script, it literally writes out that the Iron Throne was, quote, just an innocent bystander, end quote, in Drogon's grief over Danny being killed. So basically, Drogon was shooting fire all the way around the room and hit the Iron Throne and melted it by accident. Not on purpose, but by accident. There was no other reason for it other than, him hitting it by accident. Well, there was a whole bunch of memes going around that Drogon melted the throne because that was the cause of all the problems that were happening, or that, there's all these different reasons of why it was happening. Does it matter? Yeah, I know, Pen Farm Girl. It really doesn't matter. Most of the stuff doesn't matter, but it was just kind of a stupid thing that I mean, the way they were showing it in the series was like it didn't matter, but it didn't. All it was an accidental melting of a throne. And there you go. It doesn't change anything. It really doesn't. It was still a bad episode and a bad ending to a series. There you go. I guess people are working through their grief by still going on about this. Yeah. Yeah. At Ejar, were you into any of the Hellboy series? Oh yeah. I read pretty much all the BPRD series, Hellboy, the one shots or the 3-issue series, all that kind of stuff. Also pretty much anything Mike Mignola was putting out at the time. Those couple of limited series of and I can't remember the Vampire Hunter. I can't remember his name now. It's been a while. So, yeah. The Lost Army of Cambris. I can't remember that one either. Ejar, I don't remember if it was any good or not. Stanley Tweedle says it was just in the way, was just randomly destroyed. The dragon knew that the new king wouldn't need it. Yeah. Yeah, Joe, I agree. The Aeon Flux, the anime stuff, the Liquid Television shorts were awesome. I had a teacher of mine that used to work on Liquid Television with friends of. So her friends were actually the guys who did stick figure theater. Because for one of my projects, I think it was my final project in that class, I did the baseball bat scene from The Untouchables. If you know of The Untouchables with Robert De Niro, there's a famous baseball bat scene in it. So I used the audio for that, and I did Liquid Television, the stick figure theater to that. And yeah, it was just, and she told me later on about her friends that and how they actually did the backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. It was kind of cool. Yeah, the Amazing Screw-On Head was awesome. Yeah, they really should have made that a series. They had an episode out there. Yeah. For some reason, that one isn't ringing a bell, Penn, but I watched a lot of them. Oh, yeah, I remember Dead at 21. Jack Noseworthy is his name. Just because he had a weird name, that's the only reason why I remember it. And he was also in the really bad movie Barbed Wire, which is also a comic book movie with Pamela Anderson. There you go. Everything kind of moves around. See, I remember really weird shit like that, but I can't remember any of the important stuff. Lost Army of Skeletons in the Desert, but can't remember the rest. If it's Mignola, dude, just read it. It should be good. Excuse me. Yeah, Max Headroom actually came from the BBC, if I remember correctly, Joe. Not from MTV. They did replay a lot of stuff from that. Cordo Fenival, hey, how's it going? As a book reader, I haven't watched the last season of Game of Thrones yet, and I'm starting to doubt that I ever will, so I may never have any closure with this awesome story. Well, yeah, I don't think you're going to see anything, quite honestly. Yeah. What else do we have here? I have only got 2 more things left. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I've just got two more points here to talk about. So the Z Nation prequel Black Summer, which was a more, I guess, serious take on the whole zombie stuff, has received a second season on Netflix. I don't know how. I tried watching the first season and it just was bad. I mean, just really, really bad. But it's got a second season. Yeah, I exactly stand a tweet of why. I don't know. I would rather see a spin-off of Z Nation and have something with Doc in it or something like that. And have that humor again, because that's what actually Z Nation was all about, was the humor in it. It didn't take itself seriously. It made fun of the zombie apocalypse and all those zombie apocalypse stories. Yeah, Stanley Tweedle, all the Amazon shows got a second season. That was, if you could look at last week's episode of Saturday Morning Blast Off, I talked about that too. The Boys also has a second season. They announced that at Comic-Con before it even aired. So they got a second season as well. And yeah, pretty much all the Amazon shows have gotten another season. Viking Mitch says, I don't want to start, except for The Tick. Excuse me. The Tick didn't get a third season. So there we go. Viking Mitch says, I don't want to start George R.R. Martin books until I know there will be an end. I went through that with The Dark Tower, waited 10 years for that series. Yeah, supposedly Stephen King was supposed to write, he said he was going to keep writing those books until he died, is what he said about the Dark Tower series. And I think I read the first book a long time ago when it first came out, and I was like, yeah, I don't need to read any more than this. Penn Farm Girl says, I watched Z Nation before checking out Walking Dead. Yeah, Z Nation makes fun of a lot of Walking Dead stuff that happens, which I thought was funny. Plus, they also have Z weed in it, zombie weed. or I should say weed that's grown out of zombie bodies, and yeah, just weird. Yes, High Man in the Castle, or The Man in the High Castle, excuse me. The Man in the High Castle is ending. I am Saya. That is correct. I believe it's season 4 or season 5. I can't remember. I've watched all of them. I am going to finish it up. I want to watch this one as well. Fucking King jumped around with his books. Oh, he did? Yeah. I haven't watched it. And yeah, I agree with you, Viking Witch. I'm happy the boys got another season as well. The Man in the High Castle. Yeah, I got that reference too. Where else are we going? Oh, yeah. So the final thing that I've got here is HBO Max. Remember what HBO Max is? That's that new streaming service that AT&T is putting together. That's going to have HBO, Cinemax, whatever DirecTV Now is being called when it gets pared down. They're going to have that in there as well. They've struck a deal with BBC America. So they will be the only out-of-season streamers for BBC shows in the US. So for those of us in the US, you can no longer go to the BBC America app and watch your shows, or go to Netflix and watch your shows, or go to Amazon and watch your shows. You can only watch them on this HBO Max thing now. So if you want to watch old episodes of Orphan Black or old episodes of Doctor Who, that kind of stuff, you have to subscribe to HBO Max in order to watch them. Why? I have no fucking clue. Yeah. I agree with you, Viking Bitch. It is bullshit. So yeah, you have to pay for it. So if you already have HBO, have HBO Max. They haven't answered that question as of yet. I pretty much am gonna say no on that one. I'm fairly sure they want the money because it's AT&T. AT&T has been they absolutely destroyed the DirecTV Now. Well, DirecTV Now no longer exists. It's called AT&T TV Now is what it's called. Yeah, try and say that 10 times fast. There's no way in hell. And they've destroyed that completely. They've lost a million subscribers inside of less than a month. It's ridiculous. And also their whatchamacallit, their satellite subscribers as well. So yeah, they're losing quite a bit of viewers, and they don't seem to care. Wasn't there an alternate universe comic where the South won the Civil War? I'm trying to read by my youth again. There's actually a book like that, Ejar, that HBO was talking about making into a series at one point. I don't know what's happening with that. I think that might have been canned, by now. Cordell Fenneval, everyone is getting on the Amazon Prime train. Yeah. F it, I'm just going to read books, is what Sasha says. Good. You can get yourself some new glasses, read yourself some books. Yeah. Sculpted Leather Art by Viking Bitch says, Ejar, they were going to make that show, but there was lots of backlash and they dumped it. Yeah. There was a lot of backlash about it. The one about the South win the Civil War. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. The Muppet G. Beaker will be mad they took his Doctor Who. I don't know who that is. D&D wanted to do that. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I thought Egon said that print was dead in 85. Yeah. Someone was actually, I was just reading something in the news. Someone taking public transit, and only 2 people were reading newspapers. Everyone else was just looking at their phones with headphones plugged in. No one talks to each other anymore. Yeah, unless they absolutely have to, especially on public. Well, you never know. I mean, what's going to happen on public transit? Who you're going to talk to? Get some weird people out there. Doesn't make any difference what city you're in. It's always something weird. And I used to take public transit all the time. So even when I was going to Comic-Con just this last week. Yeah, exactly, Stanley. We talk over the internet. And yes, people on buses smell kind of funky. Exactly, Jar. Everyone has their own musk. Look at me, I'm old. I'm ranting about things. Exactly, Pen Farm Girl. Hashtag wash your ass. It's not rules, it's just good, good advice to live by. That's all I can say. And there are the bus wankers too, Joe. Yes. So let me see. I think that's it. Excuse me. Trying not to clear my throat in the microphone there. Yeah, that is it. That's all I've got in the way of news. Because, like I said, this week was really, really light on news. Really light on news. But that's all right. Yeah, this afternoon is going to be The Boys, episode 2. I'm going to be doing that. What did you think of the Wonder Woman season 3 trailer? I was pretty bummed by the second half of the second season. Still feeling. Oh, the Westworld season 3. I thought Wonder Woman there for a second. Sorry, Cordell Fenival. WW means, Wonder Woman, but it also means Westworld. Yeah. I was okay with it. I kind of like where they're going with it, to tell you the truth. So that's it's one of those things that, as long as it's done well and it's got a good cast, I mean, it really does. I'm glad we're going to get to see the outside world for a change of Westworld. Yeah. I thought the trailer looked cool too. And Linda Carter is still alive and in shape. Oh yeah, she's playing the president. Well, she was playing the president, I should say, on Supergirl. Something happened. Yeah. I think we need a quick Swamp Thing after credit reaction for the start of The Boys. VB, how do you vote? I'll look at it. Like I said, I meant to go look at it last night, and then I started watching Blazing Saddles. I can't wait for Westworld. Westworld does look much better than season 2. I like season 2. Quite honestly, I thought season 2 was all right. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but hey. I am Saya. Bold move to claim one could deduct anything from that trailer. You can see stuff that's happening in that trailer. I am Saya. You still have no? I still have not seen the after credits scene, Stanley. I know I'm a bad person. I liked season 2 of Westworld. I thought it was good. I liked the end, Pen. I really did. It added to the mystery. I was like, where the hell is this going? Yeah. Linda Carter's my forever Wonder Woman. I had a picture of her on my bedroom door. So did a lot of guys, Sasha. That's all I'm gonna say. I like the end as well, Silver Spike says. Yeah. Yeah, we have the end of a lot of things happening this year. Legion, of course. I just did iZombie, Swamp Thing. What else? Mr. Robot is coming to an end. We had Counterpart come to an end. This is the year, like I said, of endings. I did a video on it way back when, I believe it was in January, that there's a shitload of shows that are ending. Supernatural's ending next year. Yeah, Stanley Tweedle. It's true. Yeah, there's a lot of series that are ending. They can't go on forever. And like I said, they really need to develop series in a way. Yes, I am going to be reviewing Mr. Robot, the show. Yes. That falls under sci-fi, quite honestly, because there it's an alternate universe is what it is. It takes place in 2015, and yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in that 2015 that didn't happen in our world. And they talk about time travel in other universes in it as well. So that is why I'm doing Mr. Robot. Yeah, we can look forward to Preacher, Future Man. Future Man's ending as well. Well, yeah, I think Venture Brothers is not going to come out for another 2 years. That's usually what their MO is. It takes 2 years to do a season. And that's just because the two of them doing it. It's mental illness, not sci-fi. It's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B, Sasha. Think they'll remake Future World? Hopefully not. Future World was pretty bad. And I've seen it multiple times. Is BCS ending? What does BCS stand for, Cordell Fenival? Sorry, acronyms. I deal with shitloads of acronyms at work, and quite honestly, I can't remember what acronyms are what anymore. Better Call Saul, I have no idea. I don't watch it, so yeah, I don't know what it is. Sorry. 1 year has passed, and it's 1 year left. 1 year has passed where? 2 hours of Preacher. Court of Venerable, I can't. I have too much other stuff I've been watching, and I sneak stuff in here and there. What's the worst movie you've seen multiple times? Oh, come on. Hell Comes to Frogtown is an awesome movie, Penn. It's got Roddy Piper in it. Roddy Piper. That's a great movie. It's so freaking cheesy. It's great. Oh, another year for Venture Brothers. Has it been 1 year since that's come out? God. Yeah. Well, the concept for Future World, not a shot-for-shot duplicate. Haven't they already kind of mixed in some of the Future World stuff into season 2, EHR? I thought they already kind of did. They kind of folded it in a little bit. And they kind of implied that's what was going on. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not, catching some of the things you guys are throwing at me because, like I said, my brain's a little bit on the Swiss cheese side at the moment. Between work, drink, late night, all that stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The World War II world. Yes, exactly. Stanley Tweedle. I know what you're talking about. Season 3. The one that Maeve is in. It's going to be interesting to see. What else am I looking forward to? Well, I'm going to take a look at Carnival World, or is it that new one with Orlando Bloom that's coming out on Amazon? I'll take a look at that, see how that's going. And I'm trying to think of anything else that's new that's coming out. Reaching for my book here. That's what I'm looking for. I knew my book was within reach, so it was easy for me to see. Oh yeah, then Harley Quinn, of course, the animated Harley Quinn is coming out in mid-October. Take a look at that. And I don't have anything else written down at the moment. Yeah, I was just looking here. Happy's ended. Deadly Class has ended. That's no longer happening. Preacher's ending. Legion is ending. The Tick's gone. Future Man's going to be gone. When does Watchmen start? We haven't gotten a word as of yet as to when that's happening. I think it's supposed to be next year. It's supposed to be in 2020. A lot of HBO stuff is happening. Umbrella Academy still has a second season coming up. Yes. Yeah, Watchmen doesn't look good to me either, Stanley. The event thing that they had at Comic-Con this year for Watchmen was you wait outside in the hot sun for 45 minutes to walk into a really hot booth that has no air conditioning in it, and they basically scan your face and your body, and then on a TV screen they morph you into a hero or a villain or something like that. That's literally all it was. And then you have to input all your information so that they can send you shitloads of email just so you can get that picture if you want it, or that video. Yeah. You'll have to start reviewing Harry Potter Wizarding World movies to fill out your content. No, I can always find other things to fill content if that's the case. There are so many other things out there that I could find to do. Don't think I've forgotten. You still need to pull your first. Yeah, I know, for the guild. I am a first level villain. So you think. Yeah, there's plenty to talk about before I have to resort to, yeah, Farscape is farther up on the list than Potter. Not that much farther. I think it's only one step up, but yeah. What's this guild that we speak of? So the Guild of Calamitous Intent, that is part of Venture Brothers, Sasha. I know you haven't seen Venture Brothers. Venture Brothers is awesome. And if you have Hulu, the entire first 7 seasons are up, or 6 seasons at least. Yeah. I've never heard of Jarlsberg, and I'm Swiss. I think they just call it cheese there, Mark. Yeah. And yes, PNIS stands for Preliminary Effective New Information Schooling. So you need to pull your first penis in order to become a villain. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Dennis invites Sasha over for Venture Brothers Marathon. She invites herself over all the time, Penn. And yes, Venture Brothers is awesome. It's very awesome. Jarlsberg is British Swiss cheese. If that's the case, then don't eat it. Yeah, Venture Brothers is truly one of those great shows. I mean, you can see there's a book about it right here. Yeah. Oh my god. You can't hear me at all. It's showing that I'm on. Yeah. So that might be you, Joe. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Viking bitch can hear me fine. American Swiss cheese tastes like nothing. Yeah, that's because we don't buy American Swiss cheese. We usually get the imported stuff. Those of us who know what cheese is supposed to taste like. Yeah. Witcher and Watchmen are going to start. Some others. Titans is supposed to start September 6th. Have you tried removing your fingers from yours? Have you turned it off and turned it back on again? Is your computer plugged in? I can't remember everything else that's happening, Cordell. I'm gonna go through and actually remap out for the next the fall section here of what I'm going to review. And I know it's going to be Titans. That's definitely going to be happening. The Boys is going to be filling out the next 7. Yeah, well, after today it'll be 6 episodes. And by the way, The Boys after today is moving to Thursdays because iZombie is done. So I'm going to move it over to Thursdays. Yep, The Boys are filling things out. That's right. I still have to finish the huge Venture Brothers book. Yeah. You already pulled your first penis, Sasha? That's good. I'm glad everything worked out for you there by doing that. First level anyway, exactly. You have 10 levels to go. And each level gets more and more complex. Yeah. Anyway. No, you don't say anything that's making me uncomfortable. Like I said before, I'm just trying to figure out. There's multiple responses that come to mind, and it's like, which one do I want to take? You ever seen Terminator, the very first Terminator, where he has his list of responses to, "Hey buddy, what do you got in there? A dead cat?" And he's going through all the different lists. That's pretty much what's going on in my head. And of course, he picked the right one. Was "fuck you, asshole." Yeah. I'm looking forward to Rick and Morty's next season. Yeah, Rick and so I will never cover a Rick and Morty season just because the Rick and Morty fans are fucking rabid. And I mean, just they make, yeah, they make the infected from the 28 Days Later movie look sane compared to anything else. So yeah, I will never ever cover a Rick and Morty season. Even though I like the show, I will never cover it. Hey, I'm a Rick and Morty fan too, Stanley. As a matter of fact, on Tuesday, which is a day off, I'm going to go over to a local brewery over here because the Rickmobile is going to be here. And I am going to, they have some stuff for sale and whatnot, and they have a round towel, which I thought was damn funny. So I'm probably going to pick up one of those. You just don't get it. Go away. Yeah, that's exactly the reason why I'm not doing it, Stanley. Those all those people saying, "Yeah, you just don't understand, man. You don't get the subtleties of the show. You don't get it like I do." Okay, man, that's great. Then tell you what, do your own channel. Perfect. Penn Farm Girl says off topic, but I had a tech support person on a call at work recently. After our call, she sent an email asking me to rate her service. Her name was Lovely Penis. Lovely Penis. That's nice. No, Joe, I'm not doing any Rick and Morty reviews whatsoever. Yeah, they end up, I shit you not. Those fans are fucking rabid. And yeah, I don't want any of them coming here to tell you the truth. Yeah, I don't want to deal with them. I deal with enough kind of stupidity like that at work, with some questions, and I couldn't do it here. Because at work I actually have to keep a good facade going and have some customer service, as they say. Here I don't, and it would just evolve very, very quickly. Yeah, it would not be fun. I saved the email for when I needed a laugh. Nice, pen. Open-minded like a Rick and Morty fan. That's pretty much it. Your lack of enthusiasm bores the socks off me. Yeah. Do people like Rick and Morty? Yeah, there's lots of people that like Rick and Morty, Sasha, but there's some people who like it a little too much, shall we say. And so there's a joke in Rick and Morty about the McDonald's Szechuan sauce, right? That they did for the Mulan movie. It was only for the Mulan movie. They had it for a limited time, and I guess it was some really good Szechuan sauce, whatever it was. And there was a joke about it in Rick and Morty that there is a universe where the Szechuan sauce is still available. And Rick travels to all these different universes that still have it because he wants it. McDonald's brought it back for a limited time and for a limited amount of hours of this one day, and they literally got mobbed by groups of Rick and Morty fans. And there is video out there of one of them, and I shit you not, jumping on the countertop because they ran out of the limited edition Szechuan sauce, and he started to squeal like a pig. I'm not kidding you. Falling down onto the counter, onto the floor, squealing like a pig, literally squealing like a pig for whatever reason that it was, in protest about that. And when I saw that, I was like, corporal punishment needs to come back big time for children. That's all I'm saying. I hate to say this, but yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, yeah, your parents needed to smack the shit out of you. I'm not for child abuse, but that one at that point, I was just like, yeah, that was something that needed to happen. I'm a Rick and Morty fan, and if you love me, you'll eat your brains. You let me eat your brains. Yeah, Viking. There's video of it out there. If you Google it, you'll see it, and you're just gonna go like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" Yeah. EHR, there was a 1966 version that was almost a scene for scene that was appropriated. It was shown once on MST3K and then pulled for rights issues. Cameron bought the rights and buried it. That's interesting. I don't know. No, thank you. Mental disturbances are disturbing. So, yeah. The guy, the creators of the show, one of them is, you can tell he's a severe alcoholic, and it goes into the writing. He's really talented. He's very, very talented as a writer. He's very smart as well, but he's also a very depressed person, and you can tell it comes through in the writing. And I'm just like, yeah, it's funny to watch the stuff on the screen, but at the same time, you're like, dude, you need a little bit of help. Not a little bit of help, actually, a lot of help. Ejar says it was totally awful and was filmed in Bronson. Oh, you're talking about the movie? Yeah. Someone was not hugged enough as a child. Viking Mitch, no, it was someone was not told no enough as a child, I think is what it was. And that, yeah, you're not going to get everything in life. It just doesn't happen. Sasha Gardner says, I watched Simpsons starting when it was on Tracy Ullman and then Family Guy, but Rick and Morty just didn't seem as funny. Rick and Morty is actually pretty damn funny. It really is. It's especially if the whole season actually kind of ties in together. But there's stuff stuff in there you're just kind of like, damn, that's wrong and funny at the same time. That Deliverance is considered a horror movie. Yeah, it is. Unless you live in sorry. Yeah, I was gonna make a redneck joke. Then I was gonna say, it's actually considered a how-to book down, or how-to movie down in some places. It's not The Outer Limits or Ellison Story. Huh. Interesting. An alcoholic, depressed, and super creative and talented. Which successful artist isn't? There's a lot of them that aren't. But yeah, you can tell. Well, I've read a couple of things, from him, and he's always drunk. Usually, whenever they're doing an interview with him, he has said that he's been drinking. So. Yeah, Deliverance is about a nice trip out to the Ozarks and camping with some friends. That's all. That's all it's about. Just like Friday the 13th is about a summer camp full of kids that want to go swimming and have a nice time. Yeah. Uh, I am, yeah, I'm not getting involved in any of that whatsoever. So, Harlan Ellison, yes, it's called the. I know what you're talking about. The glassed hand is what it's called. Ejar. So Harlan Ellison is a famous writer. Harlan with no D, and yes, he did sue James Cameron because James Cameron was actually on set of the Terminator, bragging about how he stole that story outright. And Harlan Ellison found out about it. Well, actually, he saw the movie and he's like, "Well, this is my story." Yes, he wrote the most famous of Star Trek stories, the one with Joan Collins in it, where they go through that little time portal back to the 1930s. Yeah. City on the Edge of Forever. Uh-huh. Harlan Ellison is a really prolific writer, or was a really prolific writer. He died last year or the year before. I can't remember which one it is. And yes, I think it's called The Devil with the Glass Hand or something. It's got the glass hand in it. So, but it's the other one, not the Ellison one. Oh, okay. I don't know which one that is. When I want to make myself smile, I think in Rick's voice, way up there, Marty. I can't remember that one. Yeah, like I said, I will never do a Rick and Morty episode. I will never cover one because, yeah, it's just too much. It's too many problems. Too much more troubles than it's worth. Well, and with that said, I'm going to let you guys go and have a good rest of your day, I guess you could say. Don't, excuse me. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the like. Also, hit the bell so you can follow me. You can also find my schedule up at suspendedfanimation.com, also up on Facebook. And I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I also have a Patreon page. I'm not done, Sasha. I'm just kind of, as things slow down, I'm filling in some time, is what it's called. It's called filling in the blank space there, as you can say. If you are also on the fence about joining up, take a look up here. There is going to be a video at the end of this that is going to take a video from my vast video library and pop it up here just for you based on all the different algorithms you've been watching. And then up here is going to be last night's episode of Swamp Thing. That's right, Viking Bitch. No dead air. Dennis is out of blank space. I'm always out of blank space. Yes, I'm surrounded by nothing but blank space. It's the quandary. It could be the title. For some reason, the title blipped out of your head. Maybe Thanos did a little snap there and you got blipped out of your head. And yeah, hit that like button. Thanks, Mark. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining me in the chat. Let me see where I'm at here. Yeah, we're normally at that hour and a half mark. And I do need to actually re-review The Boys season 2 because tonight, well, not tonight, this afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when The Boys episode 2 is on. And tomorrow is going to be the season premiere of Preacher. Monday is going to be Legion. Wednesday is Craptown or Krypton if you are watching that show. Thursday is going to be The Boys. The Boys comes back. Friday I'm off and we go right back around the horn again to Saturday morning blast off. There we go. What did yeah. I'll see you at 1 a.m. if you're awake, Stanley. Yeah, I know. I know it doesn't work out for you guys on the other, across the pond, on the other side of the world there. It's pretty much on the other side of the world, yeah, for me on that one. It's a Saturday. Yes, Tiny Lobo does say Craptown. Preacher is already out. Really? Oh, is it released on other forms of viewing? Oh, I know what it is. Is that AMC paid channel or something like that? Yeah. If it's the AMC pay channel, I'm still waiting until it comes out on a regular AMC. I don't pay for that stuff. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it's just another streaming service I don't want to have to pay for, especially when you can get it for free. I don't mind waiting an extra day to watch it. That's not a big deal. So with that said, thank you everybody who joined me in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. I will see you guys in a little bit here for The Boys season 2 or season 1, episode 2. God, like I said, brain like Swiss cheese. That's what's been going on. So don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up finding out that AT&T has appropriated your streaming service, changed it into something else, and now it's put it up behind a paywall, and may or may not let you see anything because, they have a really shitty streaming service. I know that doesn't make any sense because, that's just the way my brain is at the moment. Thank you, everyone. I will see you later on this afternoon. What will I be drinking this afternoon? I don't know. We'll figure it out at that point. Talk to you later, everyone. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day.